Imagine that we want to use AI to replace the color red. We make our AI model, train it on all the instances of red that we can find. And when we perform double-blinded tests, we see that humans can no longer distinguish between natural and AI-generated red. Well, this is great. Now, whenever we need red for, say, a traffic light, we can just use this AI-generated red instead. One tiny problem. We made our AI model of the color red in grayscale. All of our training data, our measurements, were taken in black and white. Our double-blinded test assumed that anything besides grayscale was biased information that would ruin the objectivity of the experiment. So of course, to preserve objectivity, we only compared natural and AI-generated red in grayscale. And now, brute forcing this black and white AI model into the real world of color, our traffic light doesn't look quite right. This sort of colorless definition, defining, modeling, and testing the color red only in grayscale, is a problem in our current definition of music. Often, we see music as a sort of spiritual experience or an unexplainable tug at the heartstrings. But just like how even the most beautiful piece of music is worth less than nothing if there is no one to listen, these broad definitions of music no longer suffice if there is no way for us to articulate in this day and age why music is important to us, or why I and many others currently prefer human-made over AI-generated music. At first, I thought I was the problem. Perhaps I was just an old-fashioned traditionalist impeding technological progress. After all, it would be far from the first time an older human has shunned a new technology. But when even peer-reviewed studies show that humans will rate the exact same piece of music 2 different ways, based solely on whether they are told this music was AI-generated or human-made, we must confront the idea that our definition of music is colorless. But who am I to say that we need to redefine the concept of music itself in this age of AI? Well, for the past 16 years, I have lived in both computer science and music. As a musician, I have won international competitions, appeared on national radio, and achieved the highest of musical honors, the tears of a stranger in the audience. As a scientist, I have earned my Bachelor's of Science in Computer Science and now have the honor of pursuing a PhD in computer science here at Tsinghua. Of course, this dual identity led me to struggle with the very idea of AI music, its ethics, its inner workings, and most of all, what it says about what we as humans view as music. Thankfully, this struggle gave me the chance to strengthen both myself and my own virtues. I suppose that's what I get for studying at the university with that very motto. What I have learned from this period of struggle is what I now hope to share with all of you today. So, returning to the question, what is this color missing from our definition of music? Often, we describe music as sound that follows certain rules, the domain of music theory. This is the definition I have seen many AI music researchers use. Does the generated sound follow the desired genre? Does the fidelity of the vocals match that of the training data? Do the lyrics match the inputted prompt? But is that all there is to music? It wasn't until I remembered a conversation I had with a lecturer at the Shanghai Conservatory of Music that I realized the answer. At the time, we discussed music as sound that carries emotion. And that idea stuck with me because it points to the missing color in our definition of music: associations. Consider a thought experiment. This is the piece 二泉映月, or Moon's Reflection on the Second Spring, composed by the Chinese musician Abing during the War of Resistance against Japanese aggression from 1931 to 1945. Many of you likely know this piece as a musical exemplar of the suffering from that painful period of history. Now, imagine we discover today that this piece was composed not by Abing, but by a Japanese soldier from that same time period. I have not changed a single note, only the associations. And yet this one small change is likely enough to make some of you sick to your stomach. This is the power of associations. And fast forwarding to the modern day, even if you are someone who simply enjoys music for the sound, nothing wrong with that, but even you are not exempt from the influence of associations. Changing just the lyrics of a song, not the melody, not the rhythm, just the lyrics to be more violent, is enough to cause your brain to exhibit an increase in aggression. Just like how defining, modeling, and testing the color red only in grayscale prevents us from truly understanding the nature of red, double-blinded tests in AI music that prevent us from knowing about the origin of a song, the story of its composer, or even just general historical events only forces AI music towards becoming a colorless shell of what music fully is. So, if associations are so important to music, what can we do to get this color back into AI music? I would say that, just like with actual colors, that there are three primary colors of associations in music. And AI music would need all three of these colors before I could truly, in my heart, call AI music music. First primary color, associations to human beings. Returning to Ansani et al.'s paper on AI performer bias, we see that the label AI tends to exhibit negative connotations, possibly because people tend to view art as a mirror of a unique, human-specific experience. If I listen to a rap song, I want to know about the artist, their experiences, their culture, their struggles. If I listen to a love song, I want to know about how the artist views this relationship, their past innocence, and how they feel now looking back. The actionable solution to adding human beings back into AI music is simple, but far from easy. User honesty. We already now have instances of human producers who try to use AI-generated video and music to pretend to be someone they are not. And the backlash was both heavy and swift. After all, how can you check the pulse of an AI? A piece of music is only as strong as the human being associated with that piece. If that weren't the case, then it should be fine for me to say that Moon's Reflection on the Second Spring was composed by the very people who caused the traumas that led to that musical story. Second primary color, associations to human effort. If we only enjoyed music in its colorless music theory form, there would be no need for live concerts or performances. But today, live concerts and performances bring in hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, because we as humans still value that association to human effort, to people who pour their heart and soul into music. This hurdle of human effort is unique to AI music. Past music technologies, such as MIDI or virtual studio technology instruments, inadvertently bypass this hurdle by allowing human composers new outlets of human effort, such as orchestration or mastering. Even Vocaloid synths, which use human voice banks to generate synthetically sung vocals, on the surface level, much like AI music, still allow for fine detail control from a human composer. To reintroduce human effort, we will need to develop AI music algorithms that can achieve a much higher level of user control than what is currently possible. From allowing for the modification of specific instruments, to allowing for changes in pitch, key, tempo, rhythm, rubato, dynamics, contrast, and so much more. Third primary color, associations to alleviating human pain. This is perhaps the most pressing, difficult, and needed hurdle that AI music has yet to resolve. The tear-jerking catharsis one gets from hearing the right song at the right time is an experience I hope everyone here gets to have in this life at least once. However, one of the most problematic associations that AI music currently has is the non-consensual use of human artistic works without credit or compensation. To many, this may seem like more of a legal or copyright concern. But in treating human beings this way, AI music inevitably associates itself with the logical contradiction of making something intended to help humans by exploiting many, many other humans. This pain alleviation aspect of music is akin to many practices in medicine. Blood transfusions and organ transplants, no matter how life-saving or miraculous, must only come from those who gave informed consent. To solve this, we will need to support the development of algorithms that can accurately trace, credit, and obtain informed consent from human artists. Doing so would not only resolve legal and ethical concerns, it would associate AI music with human well-being, solidifying the concept of music itself in its fullest form. Adding these primary colors of human beings, human effort, and human pain through user honesty, user control, and credit and consent is what music truly and fully means, what it needs to mean for our everyday lives to continue being colorful. Looking forward, I can't help but wonder what associations I myself as a person may carry into the future. The synergy between computer science and music, between the sciences and the arts, is as precious as it is fragile. But I hope that today, tomorrow, and on, I can be associated with preserving my humanity, with helping others preserve theirs, and enjoying the color in every song I hear. Thank you.